What's up? So, I Am the Mountain by Stone Jesus. The song is in drop C tuning, which means that it's tuned down to drop D and then a whole step down. A quick, easy way to do this is to just put a capo here on the second fret and just tune your guitar normally. Then tune it to the drop D, so that your E and D string are the same. Then you got drop C. If you don't have a capo, you can easily just play this in normal drop D as well. It's gonna be the same really. It's just gonna sound a bit different, but you can play it the same. All right, so to start things off here, we are going to put our pointer finger on the 7th fret of the G string, and we're gonna strum the top 4 strings here. Right? We're not gonna strum the 2 last ones; those are gonna be muted by our pointer finger, so that we can get a nice strum without these ringing out. So we're going to do this twice now. So we're going to do up and down like this. Right? Now for the next part here, we are going to let our low E string and A string ring out. And then we're going to play this. Now, what this is sort of like a little dance here from the 10th to the 8th on the high E, and then to the 10th on the B string. So it's going to be then B string one more time, 8th on the B, back to the 10th, back to the 8th. Then we're going to play the 8th on the G string. Until we are back here on the 7th on the G. So it's going to be one more time. Now we're going to be adding on the D and the G string on top of every note. Right, to give it a bit more power. So we're essentially going to be strumming these notes together with a D and the 7th fret of the G. So it's going to be sounding like this very slowly. Right? Also important to note here that while you are playing one of the notes here on the 2 high strings, the other one is going to be muted by your pointer finger, right? If I play a note on the B string, the high E is going to be muted, and vice versa, right? Altogether, it's going to sound like this. So the next part of the riff goes like this. And it consists of this chord right here, which is a 3rd fret here on the A and D, as well as the 5th fret on the G. So we have these 3 notes right here. We're going to slide it down 2 frets. So we're going to strum it 3 times. Slide it down and strum it one more time here on the 5th fret. And afterwards, we are going to put our pointer finger here on the 2nd fret of the A, and do sort of a hammer on here with your ring finger. So hammer on to the 3rd, play the 2nd again, and then play the 3rd on the D, and then you're going to slide it down. So. Now the next part starts off exactly the same with our, right? But instead of going into, we are instead going into this. Okay? The only difference from the last part is we are adding a new note with our pinky. So we are playing exactly the same 3 notes here, but we are adding our pinky here on the 6th fret of the B. So strumming it exactly the same as well. So, and then adding a new chord, this funk chord, which consists of a 6th fret on the B, 4th fret on the G, and the 5th fret on the D here. So we're gonna strum this 4 times, 2 times, sort of in a pairs. So we're gonna strum it, release it, and strum it again, like that. So all together, it's gonna sound like this. Whoa, almost fell there. Anyways, to end off the riff, we are going to start off with the right, but we are going to go into this instead at the end. Now the ending here consists of exactly the same as we did right before, right? Exactly the same thing, but we are also going to add the low E. So it's going to be even more powerful here. Then we're going to slide it down from the 3rd. So let's just say that we start off here on the 3rd, to the 5th, to the 7th, and then we're going to slide down 3. So to the 10th, right? So from the 3rd to the 5th, to the 7th, no, to the 10th. And we're going to hold down the chord the entire time, so it's going to be a right? And that's how you end off the riff.